Yo ho, what is up guys, it is Twehbie here, and there has been like a few requests about a Shadow PvE build. Now, could this be combined with a PvP build? Yes, there is a possibility, but let's start off with the full Shadow PvE skill build. Now, there's about everything you can max if you don't max Poison Storm. Why do I max all of the other skills instead of Poison Storm? Poison Storm in PvE, although it has a big AoE, it leaves you so vulnerable to get like one-shotted by any single boss. So in terms of Shadow PvE, you gotta be fast, you gotta be able to cancel your skills. If you cannot, the skill is useless. Now let's start over with like basically everything. So like everything that is useful or questionable, I will talk about like very thoroughly. All that seems pretty obvious, I will not even go through. So level 1 lift kick, you can either put this as 0 as well because I don't use this in PvE. Dual vital thrust does a lot of damage. Dual turn slash does damage. You could take this at level 1 to only get the buff and not maximize dual double turn slash, but since the skill books could be very useful and it's good for wave clearing, I would maximize both actually. Flying Shadow Kick, level 5, because you need it for dual flying Shadow Kick, which is good for escaping. Like it seems more of a PvE skill or PvP skill than in PvE, so it's not entirely necessary, but it's good for escaping nonetheless. Now, this skill is questionable, dual chain strike, but since I use it very often to cancel it into other skills, and it has like a fast way of like executing it, I think the damage actually is not that bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. You could either use like auto attacks or you can use dual chain strike instead, so you do the math. I think dual chain strike is actually more useful. Now, Violent Shadow, probably one of the most damaging skills of Shadow. Although it is very slow, you cannot really cancel it. I'm not a huge fan actually, but impaired with the extra curse effect from the skill books, I think it's pretty useful. Now, hide, this one is questionable. Like, I got enough points to put at least one into it. Some people say it's necessary for Barrio, but I think it's fucking bogus. But yeah, hide, level 1 or 0. Decoy, obviously level 1. Rising slash, now, I thought this could be a good skill for PvE until I saw the scaling, but level 5 is more than enough for Shadow Talon, so keep it at that. Now, Envenom, for PvE is not that useful. Honestly, it isn't. Like, if you keep this at 0, you will save out on a few points that you can put somewhere else. It does not do a lot of damage. It's about 400 on every single hit. Now, if you do about 80 hits, it would not even exceed fucking 20k damage. So, honestly, it's not really that useful. Shadow Star, now, this skill does not do a lot of damage. Keep it at level 1. Ankle Cutter, about one of the most damaging skills if you have the perfect rare skill book, so it's definitely useful for maximizing. Shadow Haste is good for like cleaning everything in the game. Just clearing dungeons makes the character so fast, it's always good. Vital Spiral obviously does a lot of damage. Deceptive Cutter does a lot of damage. Shadow Talon on crack with the perfect rare skill book does a lot of damage. Now, the E-grab is not entirely necessary, so what you could do is put this at level 5 there and maximize that skill. Now pick a few other skills out that don't really matter to you, but yeah, those are ways to pick from it. So I would do this at level 0, get this one to max or -1. Now, crouch is always useful. Even on PvE, it is like the cooldown is definitely necessary to get out of a hairy situation, so it's really useful. Any of the other skills that I take at level 1 seem pretty obvious to me. You don't have to get extra kneeling strike, so you can lower that one just a little bit. Get maximize E-grab, although it's not really a PvE skill. Side break level 10 could do a lot of damage. It's great to get out of stupid situations as well. Shift E, always level 1. Now, the dual vital cut is a really good if really good damaging skill if you have the perfect rare skill book. It does about the same damage that dual sorry, I'm just fucking up, as Violent Shadow actually does, but then on a 6-second cooldown. Now that is just ridiculous. And for the shits and giggles, we take Izuna drop as well as like maximize Shadow Dash, the double dual turn slash. Could do a lot of damage, good for wave clearing if you do like Blazing Battlefield, for instance. Now, sorry. As for any of the other skills, I know maximize the MP passive as well as the crit. Like, preferably you would take out a Dragon Tooth and a level 60 Master Weapon. Combined with those two, you can always hit the crit cap, which is about 70. Now the rest actually like speaks for itself. So this was the skill build that I would be using if I had a skill reset. So if you have any questions or remarks, put them into the comments. I will make sure to answer them. Hope you guys liked it and learned a little bit about making skill builds. If you have any other skill build requests, make sure to ask them. So that was it. I'm Twehbie. Peace.